272-7077.
Para saber del próximo mercado sobre ruedas en tu vecindario, visita www.tacomafarmersmarket.com/fresh-express-móvil-market o llama al 253-272-7077. Message brought to you by Tacoma Farmers Market and this station. Mensaje apoyado por Tacoma Farmers Market y esta estación.
You're listening to Positive Vibes with Shane Nicolich, making positivity and gratitude louder in a podcast world. Positive Vibes with Shane Nicolich. And good morning, everyone. Welcome to...
Morning, Shane.
Welcome. Yeah, good morning, Rico. And welcome to this week's episode of Too Strong to Go Wrong.
Yes, sir. Too strong to go wrong, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Shane. Good morning, everybody out there. First of all, I'd like to say I do not own the rights to the music playing in the background. It's just the intro music for the show. So just to, music that we used to grow up on, pop locking and breakdancing. So this is old school stuff, old school music. This one, music was music.
Yeah.
Now you got music that's garbage now that, nobody wants to listen to it because it's just crazy. They talk crazy, they say crazy stuff, and you don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but yeah, that was just a little music, for the background and, just a intro. Well, it's a beautiful morning. Driving in this morning, last weekend, I was late. I didn't make it in because, papers were late at the DC. For people that don't know, I work for the News Tribune, and I deliver papers to all the big stores, Safeways and 7-Elevens and Fred Meyers and all that. And if the papers get late to me, like at 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock, we would normally get them at about 11 o'clock, and then we still have to insert them and then put the comics and all that and stuff, the coupons and all that inside of it. And then that's another 30 minutes that we have to spend doing that. And then get everything together, bundled up, and then that's another 30, 45 minutes. Mm. So, by the time I get out the door, it's like maybe 2 o'clock if the papers are late, and then I'm late and I'm running ragged. And then sometimes it lags me away from trying to get here on time. And I forbid to speed because I don't want to get a ticket and none of that, so I refuse to do that. But I missed it yesterday, last weekend, and I apologize to the people, the viewers and the listeners and to Shane as well as to Christian and everybody else that, I was just running ragged. I just wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
So, I apologize, but I'm here today. I made sure, and it's funny because I was coming in and last night I was going out on River Road. I go out and there was an accident there. I seen a motorcycle was down. And I seen the ambulance leaving, so I'm assuming the person was badly hurt or whatever, but the motorcycle was still down, the lights were on it, and you could tell it just happened. Well, coming this morning, I come back on River Road home this way to the show, and it was blocked off still. They divert everybody off to the left, and I'm like, wow. So then I was like, oh my God, now I got to go all the way around. It's going, oh my God, I can't be late. No, I got to get there. So now I was trying to get across everything, find different ways. And I said, I'm not going to take a street I don't know. I just got to go to a street that I know I can make a right on and then go all the way down to Portland Avenue, make a right, and then come back up. Yeah. So I made it here.
Right on.
And I was worried. I was like, oh my God, I got to get there. I can't be late on this one. No, Shane's going to beat me up.
No. I won't beat you up. I'll just take over your show like I did last week.
And you did a great job, Shane. You're awesome, dude. Shane is awesome. He, I think Shane always goes one step above and beyond to, make sure that things are, according. So, I thank you once again. You're awesome. And,
thank you.
My roommate and he lives at my house, and I rarely really see him because he's in and out and gone. 1 minute he's there, the next minute he's like, where's Shane go? Gone.
Always doing something.
Yeah, he's always running, swimming, or I don't know, flying, kayaking.
That's like one of my nicknames is hip hop, and they call me that because I just don't stop.
Don't stop. He keeps moving and grooving.
In reference to the old Sugar Hill Gang tune.
Exactly that, and that I can see you hip hopping to that.
Yeah.
The old school
Hip
Sugar Hill.
hop, just don't stop.
See, I knew it. I knew it. Interesting. The week's been very interesting with a lot going on. The Olympics just finished. The America, USA did really good with gold medals. The Olympics went pretty fair. It went pretty good. I think they did a great job, even though there wasn't people there. I think the Olympics showed out real good on TV and looked great. And I mean, you can't get no better than that. It sucked that there was no people there because that would have been a whole lot more better. But they televised it really, really good. They televised it and it kept up. Everybody kept up with it on TV stuff, so it was nice.
Huh.
So
I didn't catch any of the Olympics this year.
wow.
And
Where were you, Shane?
I don't know, busy doing my own thing.
You was having your own Olympics.
Yeah.
I know. Well, we had a lot of stuff going to the Olympics, as well as the pandemic, with the new virus that's going around, and it's what is it? They said it's really like hitting children, a lot of the kids really hard, and so a lot of people, everybody has their pros and cons on it, and some people don't want to get shots because they don't believe in it, and some people do, but it's more of a. It's up to you as a person that if you want to do it, then you do it. And if you don't, you don't,
Yeah.
I got a few friends of mine right now that they're on my Facebook, my Samoan friends up in California. One of my good friends of mine, his daughter's in the hospital now. She's sick from COVID. And so, we're saying a lot of prayers for them, my buddy, his daughter and stuff, Angelique, if they hear this message, we're keeping her in prayer, Angelique. I sent prayers out and everybody's been praying for her, and so she's in the hospital in ICU intensive care unit. So, and then a few other people that I know on my Facebook and friends of mine that died over the week. I have a good friend of mine, Cece. God bless her soul, and rest in peace, and she passed away. I think she had I think she had cancer and stuff, and I think cancer kind of got the best of her and stuff. And she was related to a couple of my friends from the Samoan Booyah tribe, the rapper groups. She was a cousin of his, and the Booyah tribe, they also lost a lot of family members within the last year past. And so just trickling down to her now, and she just passed, and so it's I don't know. It's you think about life and death, and it's a scary thought. Yeah. But sometimes as we get older, we embrace it because we know it can happen at any time. Yeah. And so I think about it a lot here and there. I'm getting older, and sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I get scared, and maybe I might not wake up tomorrow. So I'm really pursuing myself to better myself in some areas and stuff, and put better qualities in front of me. I got my girlfriend Tammy that she helps me out a lot, and she'll get on me and give me a spanking, not physically, but if she could, she would. I know she's laughing about it, but she'll scold me and and give me that look. When she give me that look, then I have to okay, like a little dog, turn away, like okay, she's still looking at me. She's still looking at me. Yeah. But but that's relationship. Relationships are built like that. You look out for one another, for each other and stuff. And so I thank God for her because she does. She always looking out for me and making sure that I'm okay, and I do the same for her. So she's got a great guy. I'm a great guy. I think I'm awesome. Not too many guys out there would iron their girlfriend's clothes for her. They just, probably throw it in the dryer and that's it. Like she normally does. She don't, but I iron it because I like ironing my clothes, and I iron hers, and I like her to look sharp and pretty and stuff when she go to work. So so I iron her clothes for her. So
right on.
So she likes it. I think she loves it. She loves to see me ironing. I think she get a kick out of it. But I was raised like that. My grandma, and raising us in California, my grandma were Hispanic culture, and my grandma, she used to teach us. She taught us how to iron. My grandma, back in the day, starch wasn't that well known, so she would get a cup of water, warm water she would have right there, and she'll put the water in her mouth, and then she'll spray it with her mouth to the clothes, and then she'll iron. It's like, wow, grandma, she's sharp, but she knows what she's doing. But we grew up with those because my mom and she taught us how to be respectful, and always taught us that if you want to look sharp and look presentable, you iron your clothes, put some creases on them, and and crease your pants up and whatnot, and people will look at you like, wow, man, you go to the cleaners? And no, I do my own. And they be like, wow. So even to today, I still iron my shorts, iron my shirts. And when I go play golf, the guys, hey, Rico, would you take your shorts to the cleaners? No, I iron it. You iron your own stuff? Yeah. Is that like they wow. My wife don't even iron for me. I don't even iron my own stuff. And I was like, well, I gotta look sharp. Gotta look sharp all the time, presentable. Yeah. So, it's something I think I was raised with from my mom.
Right on.
We all raised differently and stuff. We have different ethics, and I can't wear clothes that's wrinkled. I can't go out the house with a wrinkled shirt.
I remember this back when I was like, 7 or 8, maybe 9 or 10 years old. My stepmom worked for a cleaners up there, and when we lived in Everett. Yeah. And she was, so it's like I remember her always ironing clothes and everything at home, but yeah, I never really got into the habit until I started wearing. My dad bought me a suit a few years ago, and I was wearing this suit. Yeah, I had a couple suits anyway, and I would iron my shirts and the pants. I did a few times. The habit didn't really stick, so but I have used an iron and know how. Yeah, I just don't do it all the time, or haven't in years.
It's a good habit. I think it's a great habit, Yeah. Nowadays, this generation, some of these kids don't know those good habits like that. That can take them a longer way in the industry or in business or in workplace, whatever. When they see a young man or a young lady well manicured and look presentable, people tend to pay attention to those individuals because they look at them like, wow, that individual takes care of themselves. I mean, even my nails, I clip my nails and keep them nice and round, because I was brought up like that. Yeah. So, it's stuff like that you look at and say, wow, okay, he must have been brought up real good by a good mother, Mm. So anyways, I was looking at the news here. I guess it was a shooting at a school. I guess a kid went to go, another young man went to go help another kid that was being bullied at a school. And he went to the school to protect his friend, I'm not going to, I guess he felt like, somebody's bullying my friend. I'm not going to let that happen. And so he went up to the school, I guess. And I guess he ended up going up there with a gun. And I guess this happened in Albuquerque. Huh. And that sucks. And school just started within the 24-hour period, just started, and they already had a shooting and stuff. So I think a lot of the kids right now are like under a lot of stress, with the pandemic, just getting past that year of lockdown, and then now the new variant is coming out and back again, and so I think a lot of adults and family and kids are all under stress because they don't know what to do or what's going to happen. A lot of them getting scared, So I don't know. I think it's going to be It's going to be a rough year. It's going to be a rough finishing of this year. It's going to be a rough year with the kids going to school and teachers and all that. They're making it what they're going to make them. They have to get the shots or whatnot. If they don't, they're going to get fired. But, you know, there's attorneys out there that represents them, and they're like, you know, you can't fire somebody for making their own decision and choice. That's ridiculous. So, in all truth, you know, hopefully they don't do all that. Hopefully they just, you know, let them know, hey, look, you know, maybe you're going to have to teach behind a glass, you know, the thing, whatever. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's getting outrageous and ridiculous with all the situations and whatnot. I mean, with the police department stuff going on, you know, change in the police department. Some people, I know Seattle was a young man that got killed last year, I guess, and they're suing the police department because they think that, you know, because they didn't get there on time like they supposed to, and they felt like they didn't have to get there on time because we don't have enough police force, so we'll get there when we get there. And the mother of the victim, she was like, you know, if they would have got here like they're supposed to, my son would be alive today. But because they didn't show up like they normally do, they showed up 30 minutes or an hour later or whatever. So they're suing the police department and whatnot. Yeah. And it's like, wow, you know, another lawsuit and whatnot. I mean, you know, I'm just always flabbergasted with all the stuff that's going on. And I always hear that crazy voice in the back of my head that from back in the days when Rodney King was beat up. And he had said, why can't we all just get along? You know? Yeah. But also they had a road rage in Tacoma. A driver warns off road rage dangers after he was shot at in his car in Tacoma.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So
hadn't heard of that.
Yeah. Somebody shot at him and they showed a bullet hole in his car door.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and
hardcore.
Yeah, you just got to pay attention and watch and be vigilant about your surroundings now because you just never know. I mean, when I'm out there early mornings driving and doing my route, I'm always vigilant and people that pull up and I pay attention and you know, one thing I made a habit of, every time I pull into somewhere and then cars pull up, I always make it a habit to make sure I look at the car and what color it is and look at the license plate and try to remember what license plate is, the numbers or whatever, just in case, because you just never know. Yeah. You know, and it might come in handy where you might save somebody's life. Somebody might be in the trunk and they kidnap somebody or anything. That's why I say pay attention because, you know, you want to be vigilant about just your surroundings.
Yeah. Well, it's like last Sunday or a couple Sundays ago anyway, I pulled up to a 7-Eleven to get a cup of coffee on my way here, and it was like butt crack of dawn, you know. It's still dark, just barely getting light. Right. And so anyway, I pulled up to I think it was a 7-Eleven. Might have been another convenience store. But anyway, I pulled up to this convenience store to get a cup of coffee. And as I pulled up, I noticed there was, I don't know, 5 or 6 people. Looked like, I'm not sure whether they were homeless or just out making trouble, or, you know, they could have been just innocent, plain people. But, you know, just from, you know, I just took an immediate look at the situation as I pulled in, and I'm just, nope. So I backed right out and took off and found somewhere else to get coffee. And
sometimes that's your inner feeling, your intuition that, you know, you go with your gut feeling. Yeah. You don't feel comfortable at the situation, then, you know, you make a better choice to say, well, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, you know? Exactly.
So, you know, that's always good to do. You know, it's always good to listen to that inner voice that you have. Yeah. We all have it. I know you have one. I have one. Everybody has it. So when that voice talks to you, you listen.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Exactly. So, yeah. It's like I've heard, you know, millions of times. Right. You know, listen to your gut. And it's like, you know, you pull up somewhere, see a situation, see what's going on. If your gut says don't go there, then don't go there. Back out and go somewhere else.
You remember growing up when your your mom used to tell you, don't do that, and you still do it.
Yeah.
And then everybody, the old saying, you listen to your mom. If she tell you don't do it. And then you do it, and then you get in trouble. Then your mom tell you when you get home, see, I told you don't, and yet you still did it anyways.
Yeah.
See what happens?
Yeah.
Now you're in trouble. They're like, oh, Mom, okay, I'm sorry. Gosh.
Yeah, so
Mom's always right.
Yeah, so it's like, listen to your gut. Treat your gut like your mom.
Exactly. Treat your gut like your mom talking to you.
If your gut's telling you something and you don't follow what it's saying,
Exactly.
you might just end up in trouble.
So, yesterday, Raiders and Seahawks played. First game in the Raiders Stadium in Vegas.
Huh.
Yep.
Right on.
They opened it up. Seahawks and the Raiders. It was a good game. It's just a preseason. But the Raiders won, of course, 20-7. So, Raider Nation. Ready for some football, man. Ready for some football. I know everybody out there is waiting for football to start. And it's there's just hope it'll go. It'll come through and everything goes well with the stuff going on out there and everything goes well. So, because football is part of life, everybody's life, So, they got football games coming up all week. So, preseason games.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, anything new with you? Anything else that you got going on? I know you did the run. Did you do the run, that one run in Seattle?
No,
You didn't go to that one?
No, I went to last weekend. I think it was. Yeah, last weekend was the Galloping Gertie half marathon. Well, 5K, 10K, and half marathon over in. It started and finished at the Tacoma Narrows Airport over there at the Hub restaurant.
Yeah,
and yeah, it started and finished there. I don't know the exact route. I didn't run the race, but I was slated to volunteer at the race, volunteering, handing out finishers medals for everyone who finished.
Oh, okay.
And I ended up getting there way early. I decided, okay, I'm going to run there and give myself plenty of time to run. I parked at War Memorial Park, this side of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, and ran over to the airport, and of course got there like 2 hours earlier than I was slated to. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I helped with setup, and then I handed out finishers medals to everyone, and then I helped with teardown, and I was one of the last couple of people to leave. And it's even on my way running back across the bridge, across Tacoma Narrows Bridge, there was a sign for the race, one of the turnaround signs or whatever, saying, okay, 5K people turn around here, and if you were 10K or half marathon, then you kept going past that and turned around later on. But at any rate, the U-Haul van that the people were driving back across, they like pulled over right by the median, or right by the Jersey barrier on the side there by the trail, and Yannick, pops his head up, opens the door, pops his head up. Hey Shane, there's a sign right there. Can you get that for me? So I ran over and grabbed it and gave it to him.
Oh wow!
But yeah, that was pretty cool. It helped with cleanup all the way back over.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah, that was like a super awesome experience, giving out medals to everyone.
Oh man!
I even got to give a medal out to a guy that did the 10K, which is 6.2 miles.
Right.
Gave a medal to him for pushing himself in his wheelchair for 10K.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
That's dedication. Somebody that really enjoys doing that and really wants to, encourage other people.
Yeah, definitely.
To show that, even that individual in a wheelchair versus the individual that can walk, do something. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
So that's always encouraging when you see something like that. It's very encouraging to.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I had written down here in my notes about Tekashi 6ix9ine. I've been hearing stuff about Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah, that's it's I feel bad for the young man. He's not a young man. I mean, he's a grown individual. He's grown.
Yeah.
I believe if I may be wrong, I believe he's like maybe 20 something. But with facts, I always make sure that there's facts to back it up. His story was that he was a young kid up in Brooklyn, and he grew up, kind of poor with his mom and sisters and brothers, and he worked at a deli and whatnot, and made money there working at the deli, and then he realized he's got the ability to rap, so he started writing songs for himself and rap songs, and he started rapping and started making mumble jumbles kind of song. They call it mumble. I forgot, mumble something music is. They sell kind of words, and it means something to them because, of course, they're the ones singing it. But at the same token, when you listen to it, you're like, wow, that's a weird song. But a lot of the kids his age and teenage kids like his music because it gets them hyped up, it gets them moving and dancing. A lot of the rave parties will play his music, the raves. But as time went along with all that, he met a couple of individuals that were involved in gangs. And they were involved with the gang called the Treyway, 9 Trey gangs up in over there in Brooklyn. Yeah. And so when he got involved with these guys, he started hanging out with these guys. And then somehow, some way, because his music started kicking off really good, these guys figured, hey, look, we're getting involved with this guy, let's help him out. Let's boost his music up. And he helped us out. Yeah. Now the kid is a smart young man. He's brilliant in as far as individualized. He's his own manager. He's his own. He does everything for himself. Oh, he has nobody doing. He has no contractors and no contract with nobody. He does everything for himself. He did everything through YouTube sensation and Facebook, Instagram. Everything he did was through all that. And he got famous through all those videos and got a lot of likes where that's how he made his money. He made a lot of money on the YouTube stations when he was making his music. And so he made all this money and these guys were taking advantage of him, so to speak. But it's a two-way street when it comes in that lifestyle. When you start hanging around with gang members and being part of that, They were talking a topic on him the other day. I was watching it on the YouTube channel, and one individual was saying that he considers him he's a civilian. He's not a gang member. You're not a gangster, because he keeps saying, I'm a gangster. I'm a gangster. I'm a gang. Come test my gangster. Talking to other individuals that are really gang members, and and he's always done that to bring clout on himself so people can come in and call in and argue with him and rant with him. And so when he's smart, because when he does that, people want to see it. So he get the views. And when he get the views, makes more money. Yeah. The more views, more money. So he's a smart, bright individual. But as far as the situation that he put himself in, hanging around with those gang members, being a part of that gang life, he was claiming that gang life, and so when he claimed that gang life, he became part of that gang life. Now, some people say, well, he didn't get jumped in. Normally, in the gang life, every gang out there, different culture has a different way of bringing somebody into the gang. So the Hispanics, they have 13 minutes to beat you down for 13 minutes. They'll beat you down. And they try not to hit you in the face. They hit you all in just the body, 13 minutes. And then you walk down like a line of 13 guys on each side, because it's Southern California's the 213 area code and all that. And they represent 13, Sureño 13. So that's what they use the number for, 13. Oh, okay. And so that's what they do. Same thing with norteños, Hispanic gangs in Northern California. They're called norteños. They do the same thing. They beat you up for amount of minutes. I think, I might be wrong, but I think it's 14 minutes. There's 14, because a lot of people don't understand the numerical behind the Mexican gang. The Mexican Sureños is 13 because the M is the 13th letter in the alphabet. Okay. Norteños, they claim 14, Northern California, because it's the 14th letter of the alphabet. So a lot of people don't realize that. That's how they came about with their thing. And then the M in the Mexican Mafia also uses the M as the Mexican Mafia, M. So different culture, different gangs have different meanings and what they did, how they strategize their gang affiliation. So with this young man, Tekashi, he put himself in a bad spot where they were taking advantage of him, of course, taking his money and whatnot. And then he got kidnapped one night. They kidnapped him. And these are his so-called friends that he's with now, the gang members. They kidnapped him one night. They had mask on, everything. He beat him up, took him in the car and took his jewelry and took whatever money he had on him. And they was trying to get more money from him, whatever. And then he finally, he got to the door of the car and he pushed the door open and took off running. But he knew who it was. But at the same time, this is a young man that knows that if he brings clout to himself like that, people's going to watch and listen. So it's a catch-22 for him because he put himself in that position. And then all of a sudden people listen to his story when he tells it. Yeah, I know who it was. They jumped me. People want to know. So guess what? He's back on the internet. Yeah. So, what happened was they got into a lot of fights with people, shootings. There were shootings going on. And he was actually sending guys out, telling guys, hey, man, go shoot what's his name? Go shoot what's his name? So he was putting hits out on people. And for one person to say he was a civilian, no, a civilian doesn't do that. A civilian doesn't tell somebody to go shoot somebody. They don't do that. When you're telling somebody to do that, that means that you have some kind of authoritative in you to tell somebody to do that. And they were doing it because he had the money. So, of course, they would do whatever they want for him. And in the exchange, he would always give them money, take care of them. But the bad thing about what happened was they all got busted. They had a big raid and they busted all the gang and him. And they went to his house. And when they went to his house, they found a chopper, meaning like a Uzi machine gun at his house, AR-15, AK-47. They found those at his house. And they were looking to charge him conspiracy and all that as well, and murder, to some murders and all that. He was looking at 45 years. And he wasn't trying to do 45 years. So in return, what he did, which is the wrong thing to do in any hood life, and if you're in the gangs and all that, is that he told on these guys. He snitched on these guys off. And when you snitch on somebody, that word alone carries a lot of weight. The word snitch is a word. It's like saying a bad word. When people hear that, it's like, whoa, hold up. What? It opens people's eyes up real quick and be like, wait a minute, no. Then they want to ask questions. Well, he gave up a lot of information and gave up a lot of guys to the FBI's and the feds, and a lot of guys went down behind him. I may be wrong. I'm not. This is just quoting. Anywhere between 15 to 20 something guys went down, and all of them went down for doing 11 years, 13 years, 20 years, 25 years. Doing a lot of time. And so the word on the street is that he snitched on these guys and he got out. He was in jail for about I think a year or two, I believe. And then he got out because of what he cooperated with the feds, cooperated with the FBI's. And so, you can, all this stuff, it's online. You can go online and look him up, Tekashi 6ix9ine, and you can actually, see everything that he's done and whatever, and music and what he's done against the police, the law. You can go on YouTube and watch videos of him. Even right now, he's back at it again, where he's on video with a couple guys, talking with them at the studio, and he's causing havoc, mentioning stuff about other people, and then he talks vulgar to other people, disrespectful, telling people that suck him and do this and F you and be this and that. Stuff like that, very disrespectful to other individuals.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, when you do that and when you talk reckless, that's what we call reckless. You're reckless talking. He's going to find himself between a rock and a hard spot that I feel bad for him, but I don't, because he brings it on upon himself. The last individual that was on the phone with him on the interview I saw, they was talking to him, and then he was telling them, "Oh, you guys, I was over there. I was in the block. Nobody was there." And the guy said, "You wasn't on the block, dude. It was like 2 a.m. Nobody's hanging out that time in the morning, man. You lying." "Yeah, man." Woo. So the guy was like, "Look, man." And he's like, "You guys don't. I'll be all myself. You guys don't want to mess with me." And they're like, "Dude, tell you what, man. Why don't you just come to the summer jam? We're having the summer jam up in Miami or New York, I think. They're having a summer jam." And they just tell them, "Come to the summer jam. Come out to the summer. Everybody wants you there. New York, they remember you're the king of New York. Everybody wants you there. Come on to the summer jam." And so, but the way the guy is telling them that, and the other guys behind him saying the same thing, "Yeah, come on to the summer jam, man. We got some friends that they want to meet you too." I already know between the lines that what they're saying is that if you show up to the summer jam, it's not going to be pretty for you.
Yeah.
And it probably wouldn't, because he'd be a fool to show up at the summer jam without security, because he used to have security with him all the time. He used to have like 30 bodyguards around him. And he was probably paying them out. I'm not sure how much, but he was probably paying them like almost like $5,000 a day,
Jeez.
Each one of them, to do security for him, protect him. And now from what they say, that he only has 4 or 5 security around him now. He got rid of the other security, because the other security he had, they were all special agents and all that, that retired, and they were in there for work, money. So he paid them good money. Yeah. But he don't have security now, and they're talking about he's out there walking around. I'm walking around without security and this and that. But it's sad, because he can get hurt now, because people finding out. See, when he airs his stuff on internet and tells everybody, "I don't have security now. I only got 5 guys right here. These guys are my security. This is the only ones that walk with me here and there. But I go to the store by myself every now and then." He's actually setting himself up. And so, like I said, I feel bad for him, because like one of the guys that was talking to him told him, "Tekashi, you embrace death. You welcoming death to you. You just really don't care." And what's sad about it is that the young man has a lot of money. He made a lot of money in the industry, and he'll go out and throw money out here and there to kids and all. They give money to kids, wherever, what not. And but at the same time, money doesn't buy you happiness. Yeah, exactly. And he's not happy. You could tell the kid is not happy. The young man is not happy. He's sad all the time, and always finding himself in between argument with other people about what he did. And then he embraces that he embraces the fact he knows he snitched. He tells everybody, "I'm a snitch. Yeah, I'm a rat. Yeah, that's right. I ratted everybody up. Yeah, because they weren't loyal to me, and et cetera, et cetera." And in the street life, when you're out there in the street life and the gangs and all that, the codes out there, they're out there still. The codes are out there, and people follow the codes and they listen. That rule number 1. If something goes down, you do something with somebody, you go down with them, and you don't snitch on nobody. That's street code number 1, and that's exactly what I grew up on that. And back in the early rolling 30s, and back in the days when Mafia, they grew up on that, But now with this young man, what he did, he thinks it's okay that what he did. "Oh yeah, I snitched on him. Yeah, and yeah, I'm a rat. Yeah, now what?" And a lot of other young people seeing him, and they think, "Oh, it's cool to tell on somebody. It's cool to snitch on him." And a lot of people that grew up in my era is like, "Dude, he's really messing up a lot of youngsters out there. They're gonna fall for the okie doke, and there's gonna be that 1% that is gonna come after those individuals, because there's people out there they really despise a person that snitches on somebody, that tells on somebody or rats them out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we seen mafia movies, how mafia movies are, and they portray some of that stuff. You know, let's kill the snitch, let's kill the rat. He's a rat. Let's kill him. You know, it's real stuff. It's real. It's that gang life and that lifestyle is real. And when you play with it like that, like fire, he's going to get burned.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I share that because I want people to hear, parents to hear this and know that your kid might be watching this young man. You know, he's a young teenager, and if you got teenage kids and daughters and all that, because a lot of kids like him, a lot of teenage kids like him, girls and boys, they love that guy. He's got rainbow hair. You know, he wears rainbow teeth stuff in his teeth and all that. And I mean, he makes music that kids like to jam and dance to. And so I think one of his songs that he had called Gummo was one of his good songs that the kids really love that song. And they hyped that song up a lot. So, but the whole moral of the story is that, you know, to educate the parents on this, and if they want to know more about it, you can go to YouTube. It's on YouTube, and you can watch it on your TV. And go to YouTube and put it Tekashi 6ix9ine, and it'll pop up, and all you can. It'll show you all the different stuff that you want to know about him. You know, court proceedings, him snitching in court, and that's the whole thing for him. He was in court, and you can hear the audio, and it's him. He's in court telling, and people were just like, "Wow, he really snitched on the people. He really told on them," and he's proud of it. He thinks he did some justice by putting these guys in jail. Okay, by all means, you did some justice for the community and for the neighborhood. Yeah, putting away some bad guys. Yeah, but at a cost that's going to cost him. It's not going to cost the community nothing, because they already lost out on stuff that the gangs were doing when they were out there. Yeah, and there's other gang members that'll take their place. One gang member goes into prison. For one that goes in, there's 3 more out there ready to take that spot where he left off at to do what he was doing. Yeah. So it's always, no matter what, you know, it's just like life. You know, we use examples. You kill one cockroach, 5, 10 more cockroaches come out of nowhere, you know? Yeah. Because that's just how it is. They all come together, flock together. So, but I just, I pray, I say a prayer for him, you know, Tekashi. I like I said, I've listened to him. I watch stuff at home. You probably see me watching every now and then. And I watch it because I look at him and I think to myself, I don't get it. Why are you putting yourself in that situation? You know? Yeah,
that's what I was wondering. You know, that's what I've been wondering, you know, seeing the stuff on TV when you're watching it, or reading a little snippet here and there, seeing a headline about Tekashi 6ix9ine, and it's like, that was in my mind, the first thing that comes to my mind is that was stupid. Yeah. You know, to snitch on, you know, all these tons of people, and you know, it's like, okay, if you snitch on one person, that's bad enough. But if you snitch on, you know, mass people, you're definitely going to have, more than likely going to have someone coming after you.
Yeah. It's always, and that's the truth. It's always, I mean, you know, he told on a lot of people. So he just didn't tell on one person. Yeah. If it'd have been less dramatic if it was just one person. Yeah. It would have been like a bygone situation. It happened, boom, done with. And people would have left it alone. But being the fact that it was more than one person, more than 5 people, more than 10 people, it was a lot of people. And so a lot of people was angry about that. And he's happy about what he did. He enjoys the fact that, yeah, I did it. I ratted him out. Yeah, I snitched on him. Yeah, so what? They dogged me out. They did this. They did this. They had sex with my girl. They was taking money from me. They stole money from me. They did this. They did that. But, you know, like I said, in that lifestyle, when you live in that lifestyle, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's the old saying. Yeah. And, you know, he has plenty of money, where in that lifestyle, he could have told somebody that he knows out another gang member and say, hey, look, man, we'll give you this much money, go beat him up. Could have did that instead of, telling on him. But, I don't know. I don't know where his mindset was. I don't know what he was getting out of it, how he felt, what he thought he did was robbery. I mean, he thinks he did justice for the community. He thinks he did the community justice. And I personally don't believe that. I don't believe that he did that.
Yeah. Well, and it's what gets me about it all is it's sort of like defamation, it's like okay, I'm gonna publicly tear these people down, and just to boost myself up.
Right.
Okay. Well, what's the, I don't know. In my head, it's sort of like think about it. What's to stop these people from coming back and tearing you down?
Yeah.
And
that's the whole thing behind that is that the consequences are really heavy.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it'll be, I personally, from the view of being in that lifestyle before, I used to be there. If you just would have told on one person, like I said, it would have been a done deal, forgotten. Yeah. He get a pass. Just don't do that ever again, man. Don't ever do that again. But it's not one person. It's two handfuls. Over 20-some people, if I'm correct. I mean, like I said, facts is facts. You can look it up on YouTube. I don't want to put out something that's non-real, but it's on YouTube. And I'm just speaking on stuff that I've done my research on as well and watched a lot of the documentary on him. Yeah. They even did a documentary movie on him already. It's on Netflix. You can look it up on Netflix. Watch it and watch his story about it himself.
Yeah. Well, and it's like that's almost, where it's at these days is like, hey, get your name out there, do whatever, social media, and, who knows, maybe someone will make a movie of you, about you, and you make even more money off that. And, so,
like I said, Mafia have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And then when Sammy the Bull ended up ratting out John Gotti and all the murder and shootings and whatnot he did. And, Sammy the Boy had to go into hiding. They put him under the Witness Protective Program. And he had to go, he had to move like every month. He had to move because somebody would find out where he's at. So he had to continuous move. And he had a lot of backlash as well for doing what he did. A lot of people don't like Sammy the Bull. To this day, I think he's still alive. I think he's still alive. Huh. And his daughter, she suffers behind what he did. She used to be on the Mob Wives. There used to be a show, should be on TV, the Mob Wives, and she was on there as well. And his daughter, she would get backlash from people on the show. They would tell her, "Your dad's a rat. Your dad's this," and she's like, "That's his problem. That I don't worry about what he did. That he did that. That was on him. He's got to deal with that. Don't be telling me I'm my dad. Don't talk about my dad. He's a rat and this and that." So she has to defend him, but at the same time, she's got to live with all the ridicule that she gets because she's the daughter of him. So of course, the same thing with this young man. He's got to go through all this stuff, and his kids are going to be the ones suffering. His baby mamas, they go through everything right now. Baby mama, she's going through a lot because of him. She's scared. She don't know if she goes to the store, somebody's going to try to beat her up or shoot her. So it becomes a domino effect because of his ignorance and what he did and what's he doing still. So like I said, it's out there. Look it up. I'm not putting out any kind of fake stuff on anybody, and I pray for Tekashi, keep him in prayer because he needs all the prayer in the world. He does. Everybody needs prayer, but he needs a lot more prayers. So everybody out there, if you're listening, pray for him because he needs to. A couple pastors try to reach out to him, and let him know, hey, look, you're going there on the wrong path, and and he'll respond, oh well, God knows what I'm doing, and this and that, and the hell with this and whatever. And okay, well, we'll pray for you, young man. So he knows that he's wrong in what he's doing. He knows that. He knows it deep in his heart, and I think hopefully he'll get to a point where he'll wake up, or hopefully he just buys his way to some other country and leave out from out here and go somewhere else, start fresh, because anywhere you go, people know who he is.
Yeah.
He's got 6'9" tattooed all over him,
Yeah. I've seen him on TV. It's like, how are you going to go into hiding?
Yeah, you got to get all those taken off. I got friends of mine. I got a young man right now. He's doing great. A good young man that I've mentored, Raymond Powers. Hey man, kudos to you, man. He used to be on the East Side gang stuff in the East Side Tacoma, and now he's doing little movie sets. He's doing some movie shoots right now. He does small movies and all that. So he's came a long way. He's got his tattoos, a lot of tattoos removed, his gang tattoos removed. He's got them all taken off. They have a machine where it's like a thing.
Oh, okay.
I had a couple of mine removed from here, and it hurt. That stuff hurts. It leaves red dots all over you. But it's like I don't know how would I say it. It's like it takes away the ink.
Yeah.
It just like needle picking at you.
Huh.
And I had a tattoo here that I had before that I had removed. It was a sexual tattoo, and I figured I'd take that off because I don't want to be talking to kids and representing a good life about doing something good, and then they see something like that. So I took it off, and then I ended up just gonna get the Raiders put on there. So, but you can change. People can change.
Yeah.
And if that young man Raymond can change, and he's doing great right now, man. My nephew, him and his girlfriend was the same way. She was also involved with that East Side Pyru stuff and all that. And now she works with me. She's my district manager at where I work at. But she used to be involved with all that too. She was looking at a lot of time one time before, and they were trying to stick a murder on her.
Jeez.
And she ended up, getting beaten it because they didn't have proof on it. But she's been there and she's changed now. Now she's got, my nephew and her got kids together and they got a family, and, and they're doing great.
Yeah.
So, I say that because people can change. People that are involved in the bad life can change. Druggies can change. I've met people that were on drugs that doing fine. Danny Trujillo from Machete, the movie Machete, Spy Kids, the Mexican guy with the tattoos. He used to be a heroin addict. And look at him now. Look at all the movies he's made and stuff, and Machete and all that. And look how far he came. And now look at him. He's got taco stands out in L.A., Trujillo Tacos. He hires ex-cons to work for him. And he has a certain guideline for them. You can work for me. If you got a parole, you got to go check with parole. Let me know. Do this, do that, whatever. Follow through. Start screwing up. You won't have a job. So it goes to show you, Danny Trujillo, he's an actor now. Look at him. He's a superstar, movie star.
Yeah, definitely.
And he changed. He quit doing drugs. There's a lot of movie stars that do drugs now still. And it's hard for them to give up unless they go to a treatment, and then treatment will be there for 6 months to 8 months probably, and they'll be all right and get out and whatnot. I've known people that go treatment and leave in 2 days, 3 days because I'm fine now. I'll just stay there for 3 days and I'm okay, and then they're back to the drugs. Mm-hmm. So drugs is a cold, evil thing out there.
Yeah.
I had a sister-in-law, my brother's wife's sister. She died from overdose on drugs, and I think somebody actually set her up and gave her some wrong drugs, and killed her. And so it's sad to see loved ones, family members, get caught up in that lifestyle and that drug stuff, and it's watched them deteriorate their life behind drugs.
Yeah,
I personally never did drugs in my life. I've smoked weed and that was it. I've chose to not do drugs because I see what it did to people and stuff. I see how hard it hit people and how it takes people and ruins their life and their family and whatnot. So I never did drugs in my life, never. So but speaking on facts, speaking on knowledge, and speaking on truth. We all got to get educated on whatever's surrounding our lifestyle, whatever's surrounding our living environment, where we live at and whatnot. We have to be understanding what's going on around us,
Yeah.
I mean, because when you have a loved one around you that you suspect being on drugs, it hurts, you know, and you want the best for that individual. I have a nephew of mine that was like that. You know, he stayed with me and stuff, and he was going through stuff and whatnot, and it was hard for me because I'm his uncle, and we get into an argument about something, and I'll tell him, hey, look, you know, and then he want to deny it, and then I'll have to call him on it and say, no, man, you know, and then he'd like, well, yeah, okay, but at the same time, you know, I really want to just beat his butt.
Yeah.
But then, what am I going to accomplish beating him up? You know, nothing. Get a bloody nose, maybe both of us or whatever. Nothing. But he's going to have to. He's going to have to learn on his own.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen him recently, and he looked it bad, and I felt bad. But you can only feel bad for a person that's grown and knows what they're doing. Okay, I mean, if you know you're doing drugs, you're doing drugs. If you know you're screwing up, you're screwing up. You know, it hurts. It hurts to see your loved one, your nephews and nieces. I got a niece right now. Also, she's really, really doing bad. You know, with her drinking alcohol. She drinks a lot of alcohol. She's really been. My brother was telling me she's really doing bad, and it's hard on my brother because it's his daughter, and he's trying everything he can to help her, and she don't want to help herself.
Yeah.
So he feels bad, but he's like, I can't do nothing else. I don't know what. I just gotta let her be, let her figure it out. And sometimes it's like that. You have to let an individual figure it out for themselves. You know. You can only lead the horse to water, and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
It's up to the horse to continue drinking that water or go somewhere else and find more water, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So anyways, Shane, I was just rambling away with stuff, that gang stuff that, you know, that's prevalent out there and it's happening out there. And I personally think with that situation, with that Tekashi thing, there's going to be a lot of repercussions. Just recently, there was a big old talk about some guy interviewed him, and he's supposed to be a hood guy from the hood, OG. But a lot of the OGs and a lot of the gang members out there are upset about the fact that he did the interview with this guy, a rat, and you're not supposed to associate with a rat and whatnot. So it's going to be a big old. I think there's going to be in the next couple months. It's going to be a surge of violence with rap industry in the rap world, in the music world. We had a rapper just got killed up here in Seattle 2 weeks ago.
Oh man!
Yeah, he got killed. He got killed. He got shot and killed.
Huh?
A girl, I think, from my understanding, a girl set him up.
Jeez.
She set him up because I guess he was seeing her, but then he had another girl as well, and then she didn't like that. So you know, he was like, "I'm done with you," and then so she set him up and had him killed.
Jeez.
And he was a rapper up there, you know, with, hung around with Sir Mix-a-Lot up in that area and whatnot.
Huh.
But
hang out with negativity, you're gonna get negative results.
Oh my! And you're so right. You're so right, Shane. You hit it on the nail. You hit it right on the head. You know, you hang around negative things, think negative, do negative stuff. You're going to be in a negative situation.
Yeah.
So that's why we always look for a positive thing.
Oh yeah, right on. Which coming up here in just a couple minutes, we'll have some positive vibes.
Exactly.
And with that, I guess we got to wrap it up so I can get into my station ID and everything.
Oh,
so, just thanks for being here and coming in this morning, Rico.
Hey, always, you know, I got to be here because if I'm not, I get in trouble. Tammy will beat me up.
Yeah, you got to watch out for Tammy.
Yeah, she's my ruler.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I guess we're out of here, and we'll see you next Sunday morning.
Deuces, you guys. You guys have a blessed day. Have a blessed work day.
Yeah. And with that, I guess I'll wrap it up and see you next Sunday.
Radio Universal. Positivity and gratitude louder in a podcast world.
Little fellows.